So it has finally come, the day that I basically start doing these videos. This one's gonna be a little bit of an intro to me, to what I drive, what I'm gonna see, where do I go. I don't really go much, but I'll try to get as much footage as I can. I have a bunch of random footage from times that I'm hanging out with my friends or just me going out, so I'll probably compile that together. But this video is basically gonna be about the car. And the car, I mean this. So this is a 2008 Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution GSR. GSR because it's a manual. The autos came MR. And I have a good amount of things done to this since I've gotten it. So I bought this car in Orlando, Florida around October, November time. I used to have a Mustang and I sold that and I got this. I'm not going to disclose price or anything because I don't think it's really matter how much I really got it for. I probably should have paid a little bit less than what I did to get it because of all the things I was wrong with it. But at the end of the day, I really wanted one. This was a good one to basically start off on, at least I thought, and we'll get into that. Just basically starting off rip, how it looks. This car does have an eBay Rally Art front lip. It's just a rep, but it looks really good. I love how it looks, and it's probably not going to change it to anything else. Rear spats. I have the aftermarket rear spats. These are fake, which I'm trying to get real ones, but they're really expensive. It does have a duckbill spoiler. This is what the previous owner had on it, and I just left it because I think it looks fine. So this car sits on Öhlins Road and Track coilovers with Hyperco 650 springs all around. I actually got these for a steal. I went on eBay and I went to two different buyers. One buyer was selling just the fronts and another buyer was selling just the rears. So totaling that together, the coilovers were about $1,600 and they were both brand new. I just had to clean them up a little bit and they didn't need to be revalved or nothing. Like, they were perfect. No damage on them or anything, which it was a major come up on getting these. I've really wanted a set for this car. Another thing that I did was I did a white line rear sway bar. You wouldn't really be able to see it unless I'm crawling under the car, which I don't mind doing. So yep, I got a white line rear sway bar. And for these cars, this has a upgraded AYC pump, actually, with the stage 2 motor by MLR. It's pretty good. I could tell that the pressure is a lot more consistent and it doesn't just fall off. The turning on this thing is incredible. It's really weird. Like, unless you're riding or driving, you take a corner at a certain speed, like, you'll know what I'm talking about. So I do have stainless steel brake lines for this car, which I really wanted to do. The lines are rusted in C's, so I can't really get them off. I'm gonna have to cut them, reflare them. That's honestly the only way I feel like they're gonna come off without me stripping it or just destroying it. So for now, I just left them. I haven't really had a problem with braking because I haven't tracked the car. When I've been to Tail the Dragon, it was more of a brake pad issue, not really a brake line issue. So, but yeah, suspension wise, that's all that's really done to the car. There's nothing else. It has -2 camber all the way around, no toe. It tracks so well. This car handles, surprisingly, this car handles better than the Mustang. I'm not even gonna lie to you, it really does. And I'm probably just saying that because it's been on the street. I'd have to take it on track to give you like a definitive answer to that. It handles really well. But exterior wise, honestly, that's all that's really gonna change. I don't ever plan on putting big aero on this like how I did on the Mustang or a bunch of extra stuff. I think the way it looks right now, I think it looks perfect. I really wanted this car to be OEM plus, and I think it's just fine the way it is. Like I said, I'm not really big on carbon, so I don't plan on doing carbon on this. So the way that it sits is the way it's gonna be. The only thing that's really gonna change is the wheels. This car sits on TE37s SL, so these are 18 by 10.5 with 15mm offset on a 275/35/18 Michelin PS4S. I love these wheels. They look so good on this car. Not a lot of people run the gold. I love the tires. I don't daily this car, but I do drive it every so often, and I didn't want to put a 200 tread wear tire on it like I usually did with the Mustang. I just wanted to enjoy it in any types of weather and not have the tires wear down a lot. Going on an interior, there's not much done to the interior, honestly. I do have a Recaro bucket seat in it. This was in the Mustang, And since I sold the Mustang, I took the seat out and I decided to put it in this. Like I said, I don't daily this car, so I'm not really worried about the comfort too much. I do have a harness bar at home, but it's actually too small, so it won't fit. So I do want to put harnesses. Passenger seat, I don't plan on changing. That's gonna stay stock. It's perfectly fine for a passenger. I have a Torque Solutions short shifter, which is perfect. I think it's perfectly fine. I did want to get an aftermarket one, a WK shifter, but I feel like I want to keep the interior super basic. Like, I don't want anything too crazy, so I'm just gonna leave that the way it is. I do have a Tomei shift knob, which is made out of Darylin, I believe that's how you say it, and it's perfectly fine. I like shift knobs like this more. I don't really like them ball style. I like it this style. The previous owner had all this red. You could probably see it on the other side just a little bit right there, but it was all red. I just took this Alcantara wrap that I had, and I just wrapped it in Alcantara, you know, to make it look really nice. The steering wheel was red also. I spray painted that black. I have all my gauges here. This actually just fell because I have it on a quick release, but the actual rod inside of it broke off, so I'm just having the headliner hold it up right now. But I have Innovate gauges, I have AFR, boost, and ethanol content. I do need to buy an oil pressure and oil temp gauge, and I'll probably change it to have the ethanol content here and have the oil pressure and oil temp here. But interior wise, that's all that's really done. I haven't done anything in the interior. I do want to get a double din soon. Using an aux cord is cool and all, but it's super old school and it's annoying. I just want to have Apple CarPlay. I want to have all that stuff because I had that in my Mustang, I had that in my Genesis, I had that in all my other cars, not this one. Now let's get into the things that everybody actually cares about on this car, is what's done to the engine. So starting off from the back, because that's we're gonna work our way forward anyways. I have a Tomei exhaust single exit catback, which looks fucking amazing. I just reclocked it. It was a little pointed more that way, but fixed it up and now it sits exactly how I want it. I have that actually going to a resonator. I think it's a STM resonator. I'm not very sure. It's what the old owner had on the car, and I just decided to keep it because I didn't want this car too loud. It's loud, but not too loud. Alright, so this is what everybody really cares about, everybody likes to see sometimes. I have my phone next to me because I kind of forgot exactly what went into this. So, my buddies at PRE, their shop near me, rebuilt the engine for me because my old engine cracked a sleeve. It cracked literally one sleeve. So what's done to this engine is that it has a full GSC head package. So intake valves, exhaust valves, springs, retainers, valve stem seals, everything. This car has S3 cams. It has the MyVec delete bottom end. So the bottom end has ACL rods, mains, basic stuff, ARP, everything. It has mainly H-beam rods and it has Wiseco pistons. This is overboard, so it's 8650. I believe stock they're 86. The compression now is 9 to 3, so I could run a lot more boost. The way the car is right now, it's probably not going to change. I like how it sits right now. I might get a different turbo just so I could get better spool. Valve cover is powder coated by one of my buddies that lives in the area. It's like a forest green. It's a wrinkle. It looks fucking amazing. It looks so good. I have an Acuity oil cap, which is actually for a Honda, but if you file down the aluminum valve cover a little bit, you could actually have it seat properly and it'll seal and everything. I have a Gons Evo tubular manifold, which I'm not even going to talk about this. There's something wrong with that, but it seals and everything. All right. I have a Comp 6262 ball bearing turbo. I have a STM downpipe open dump, so wastegate straight out the ground. This heat shield right here, I custom made because this car had the OEM whatever it was sheet that was there. This upper intercooler pipe is actually a K&N one, so what the previous owner had. I just wrapped it in gold. Lower, this part right here is still stock. I have an ETS intake with a STM 3.5 inch MAF adapter because I don't have the ETS one. I really do want one though. Has a turbo smart comped blow-up valve. I have a Motion Raceworks oil catch can. The map one would have been cool, but everybody runs that shit and I don't like how small it is. I don't know, there's something about it I don't like. And I don't like the radium ones either. I just decided just to get the universal one. Works perfectly fine. It's a top loader, so air goes into the top, goes down, it comes back up, so don't have a problem with that. Actually, these lines I made myself, so they're 10 AN lines. This car does have a fuel system, so it has the AMS fuel rail, has a Fuel Lab fuel pressure regulator. I lost my words for a sec. It goes back to a radium double pumper fuel pump hanger. It has two Walbro 450s. See if I'm missing anything. Has the ETS lower intercooler piping. Has the ETS 3.5-inch intercooler, and I believe that's pretty much it. Let's see. I have FIC 1650s, Mishimoto radiator, and that's pretty much it, to be honest. I mean, I have the torque solutions, engine mounts. I just have the passenger and driver side. I did have the rear for the trans, but the car vibrated so much. Oh my god, I'd be at a light and everything is rattling. My guys at PRE was rebuilding the engine for me. I actually had him put the stock, I bought a stock one. I told him to put the stock one back in. It still vibrates, obviously, because they're solid mounts, but it's way better now. It's not like super vibrating. The car vibrates a little bit, but come on. It's an Evo, come on. For the clutch, I have the Clutchmasters hydraulic bearing that goes inside. If for basic terms, if you have an Evo, the clutch is a pull type. So imagine the throwout bearing is, instead of it pushing on the clutch to disengage it, it actually pulls it to disengage it. Well, I have the hydraulic bearing conversion. So this is a push type, so it'll push instead of pull it, because on Evos, the pulling one fails a lot, and my buddy's failed because I had to replace his. I have a Magnus Evo 8/9 clutch match a cylinder conversion kit, because on the Evo 10s, they're actually plastic and they tend to break off the firewall. So this one has the metal one, which is from the 8 and 9. Just way better feel. I have a Clutchmasters 850 twin disc race. This thing is like an on and off switch. I'm not even gonna lie to you. If you stall this car because you don't know how to drive, it is aggressive. It shuts down everything so violently. So you kind of have to drive this car like a racer. But engine wise, that's all that's done. It's pretty basic. Yes, it does have pistons and rods, but that's just because I want the extra insurance, you know. On this car on 93 makes about 5 something, like 540. At least that's what the electronic graph says. All right, I take that with a grain of salt, because it hasn't been on a dyno. All right, this car has not been on a dyno. That's just what the electric graph says. On the 85, it makes 648. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Every time I go to meets and stuff, I just say it makes 5, or I say it makes 478, because that's what it feels like. I actually weighed this car. This car weighs 3,440 pounds. That's a full tank of gas. That's without me in it. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. The car did have VLAN headlights, but like I said, OEM plus, that's me. Put the stock ones back on. Had VLAN taillights too. Put the stock ones back on. I like this car to be clean and basic. There are little things I want to do, a couple things. I feel like someone's gonna ask anyways. The header, yes, it's white. That's not powder coated. That's just a spray paint from VHS, I believe, from AutoZone or whatever. It works perfectly fine. It's chipping a little bit because I worked on the car so much and I'm just hitting shit against it. But that's why that's white. And I did it white because I kind of want it to look like the old school, you know, race cars back in Japan. I think it looks nice. It catches people's eye, especially the gold, the green, the purple. It's a good mix-up. It's a really good mix-up. But yeah, so that's basically what's done to the engine, and this is how the car sits. It's not, like I said, it's not going to change. If it makes more power, it's probably going to be with a sleeved motor. I have the motor back at home. I might get that sleeved eventually. I don't have the money, but the way the car sits right now, perfect. The car does need a transfer case. It's really sucky, but I bought one actually, so I'm waiting for that to come in. It may need a clutch, but I'm not sure yet. Okay, it slipped once or twice, but it was raining. I'm gonna blame it on the rain. But yeah, so I'll give you guys a little exhaust clip now of the car. Yep, that's basically how she sounds. I think it sounds great. You can hear the turbos spooling. Boy, you can hear these shit spooling. It sounds so good while driving. All you hear is a whistle, just everywhere I go. Tell me, it sounds great. I had a Grady exhaust before, bought this because I've always wanted one, and I think it's a great exhaust. You know, as long as the car's not too loud. Open dump, so it's a little different. Yeah, that's pretty much the Evo. It's nothing crazy. It's very basic. I think it looks great. There's not much I'd really change on it. Just wheel setups, honestly. Just wheel setups. Nothing else is gonna change on this car. Maybe a wrap. I'm not sure. If anything, this car needs a goddamn paint job and a detail. So I don't know if you could tell, because you probably can't. Oh, you hear that? Oh yeah, that used to be the entire car. The entire car sounded like that. I wet sanded this entire car when I first got it because there was overspray on it. A bunch of red, tiny freaking dots of overspray. It was so bad. I don't even know if you could even see it on camera. Probably not. But you could just hear it. Just imagine now the entire car. Now, it's not as smooth, but it's good enough for what I did. It's good enough. The car sits great. The car handles great. Do I regret getting this? Absolutely not. Do I regret getting this one? Maybe. Not getting an Evo in general. People always ask me if I regret selling the Mustang, and I don't regret selling the Mustang. I've always wanted this car. I've wanted this car since I was a little kid, and now I finally have it. And there's gonna be more things I'm gonna add to the car. Like there's the little things, you know. At this point, it is the little things, you know. Like I said, it does need a detail. It has random dents here and there, a bunch of scratches everywhere. But that could all. This is the one car I believe that I know I'm not gonna sell. I'm not gonna sell this car because when I bought the Mustang, I knew I was gonna sell that color eventually. It was a track car, you know. It was fun. Don't get me wrong. I love that car, but this I'm keeping. The engine went once, and I got it rebuilt. Like I bought it in November. The car's engine it ain't let go, but it was smoking pretty bad in December. Now that I got it back, you know, I've been enjoying it as much as I can. I just did an oil change on it, so like I said, I do need a transfer case really bad. I'm waiting for that to come in. That should come in. I'm gonna be in New York actually when that comes in, but once I come back, that shit is getting swapped in immediately because this thing, oh, this bug. Oh. But this thing needs a transfer case bad. It's whining like rally car. Close your eyes and you hear the car. It's like you're playing Dirt 3. I swear to God. It's not even a joke. Like I drained the transfer case fluid actually because I had a bunch at home, so I replaced it just to see if it was just the fluid. Bro, I'm telling you right now on the drain plug, because it's magnetic, that shit came out like freaking Play-Doh. And it was bad. It was bad. So that's coming in next Saturday. Replace that. I hope I don't need a clutch. They're expensive. They're like $1,600 for a clutch, and I already paid like almost $1,200 for the transfer case. I don't want to spend any more money. I really don't. In the short amount of time I've had this car, I've already spent so much, which sucks. But at the same time, it's like I love driving this car. And love's a strong word. Love is a very strong word, but I love this car. But yeah, let's actually go on a drive with this for a little bit. Still in and stuff, but takes a little bit of time, but that's okay. It's not dying or anything. It's just like that. All right, it's an old car. And if for those wondering, Kev, you have S3 cams. Why isn't this shit chopping? Well, let me tell you, this thing is not chopping because I have the MyVic delete on the exhaust and intake cams, and they're zeroed out. So it's just like normal cams on the car. Now, if I were to adjust them, then it would chop. But I feel like if it would chop, it'd be a freaking shitty thing to drive because one, this thing has a twin disc that's unsprung, and it's a race twin disc. And two, the clutch is an on and off switch. So if I were to have cams, I'm pretty sure I install this car a lot more than what I already do. But let's, we're gonna put you on that mount right there. So as you can tell, if you can't hear it, this car vibrates. It vibrates excessively, but it's a race car and that's fine. All right. We're gonna go on a little drive just so you can hear the turbo, hear everything, you know. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. I know it's gonna be a little dark because it is the evening time, and I'm sorry for that. I just gotta leave here because the park closes at sunset. And the sun has set, my friends. The sun has set. So I actually have this light on right here just so you can see me a little better. I hope I don't get pulled over. I can't turn the camera more toward me because my little knob thing on there is not working, and my phone's about to die, so I can't do it off my phone. But you can at least see me. But I enjoy this car, man. This car's fun. Like, it makes all the cool noises other than the transfer case whine. Other than that, it makes all the turbo noises, the spools, the spoolie boys, and everything. It sounds great. It backfires a lot. On 93, my God, it backfires too much. Literally every time I get off the dial, bah, 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 bah. It kind of does that on the 85, but which is what it's on right now. But it ain't too bad. Oh, you can't hear the whine, but I can. But right now, we're just gonna little drive head on home. Like I've mentioned before, I enjoy this car a lot. God damn, big ass pothole. But like I said before, I enjoy this car a lot. Put the windows up. Compared to the Mustang, you can't compare them. You just can't. The Mustang's a coupe. It's a V8, you know? And everybody and their mom has one. Not mine, because mine was more of a track car, but still, you know? You're supposed in my garage. But yeah, we are home. I am sweating my ass off because I didn't have the AC on. I didn't have the AC on in this car as I was driving. But we're in the garage. This is where she sleeps. She hibernates. She dwindles. She sits. But yeah, that's pretty much me, the car. I do have a bike. It's sitting out there on the cover, right over there. Very sad. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Anything, you know, I'll go more in depth about it. You know, do some polls, do some drives. I live in a very boring area, so there ain't shit out here. So if I don't do as much as that, I'm sorry. I apologize in advance. But that's probably going to be the end of this video. If you liked it, like it, share it, please, because I'm trying to get I'm trying to get this ball rolling. I'm trying to be about this shit. And I know a lot of people say that, but I'm where are you going, bro? Yeah, I'm trying to be about this shit. This camera, I'm still trying to figure it out because I have the face tracking, so if it does all that weird shit, I'm sorry. I don't know how this shit works. But yeah, so we'll have more stuff coming soon.